Hi everyone, this is Coach Jorge, and in this video I'm gonna show some tips that it would allow you to help us better plan your training, where we're trying to put together a weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly program for you based on your specific needs, goals, and limitations. All the programs are based on those three key components. But there's always a bit of a balancing act between what we would like to do and what actually life may let us do. So for instance, when we're setting a training plan based on your goal, and your goal may be to try to achieve a new PR on your next Olympic 70.3 or Ironman, it might require you to do certain amount of training. And if that requires you to do a lot more training because of your current fitness level or because you have a very specific goal, that sometimes is the goal, but might not necessarily be matching with the reality in terms of, well, I want to do all this training, but because work, family, and other commitments, I can only get to do this training. So that bit of a toggle war needs to be considered so we can find a bit of a balance. And balance, it's kind of like a unicorn because we all want to have some balance, but the reality, it's tough to find that balance. So it's not that we're necessarily striving to find that optimal a mix of how much training you can do and how much training you want to do, but at least on a regular basis, if we communicate constant between your training logs and what we're doing, it would allow us to find or get closer to what resembles a bit of balance. Also, we don't want the program to become a source of stress because you have this particular goal and it's something that you decided to pursue, and we're going to try to help you achieve. But then using the tools on Training Peaks, like giving you value for the fitness that you're accumulating or fatigue on a daily basis, the color-coded workouts, the greens when you do it right or red when you didn't do it. All those things are tools to help us together try to find that, okay, what's working, what not working, what you're being able to do, what you haven't been able to do, and then just together as a team try to figure out how we can continue to put together this so we can continue moving in the right direction. But when it becomes a source of stress, it's becoming to wear on you every time you don't see your fitness improving because you were had to skip some workouts because you were traveling for work or whatever it is, then it becomes a negative. In order to try to prevent that as much as possible, this is what I would like for you to help us with, so we can find a better balance. So use your Training Peaks account as an advantage. The first thing about the workouts is that none of the workouts are prescriptive in the sense that you do this, do it this way, and that's it, that's the end. They are more prescriptive, that it's in the sense that we provide you with an idea of what we would like you to accomplish, but there's always going to be a range within that. So something like a day pace run, it's not necessarily that you need to be running at the particular intensity or whatever. It's like for that given day, based on how you're feeling, try to find the effort based on that, how your body's feeling on that particular circumstances, that matches that particular effort that we're advising you. It's also has always a range because of that, because the fitness, it's varying on a regular basis depending on how much sleep you're doing, how much work you're doing, how much stress you're carrying in life. Were you able to have a good nutrition on that day? Do you feel before the workout? Do you feel during the workout? Do you feel after the workout? All these different things are going to play into whether you can perform well in the workout or not. So if you have a range, use it to your advantage. Not always try to achieve a PR on every single session, because that's just not realistic. It's better to be consistent, get the work done. Sometimes a lower power or pace on a day that you're fatigued will yield a lot more fitness gains than on a day that you're completely rested and you hit a new PR. I always say you want to be fast on race day, not on your workouts. With that in mind, the best thing, or the first thing that you can do is, depending on your program, you'll be getting workouts every week, every 2 weeks, or every 3 weeks, every 4 weeks. And based on that, what we would like you is to give us as much information in advance so we can plan ahead. You can go into your Training Peaks, and in here you can give us information in a couple of ways. The first one is you can add a other workout, and in that one you can just put important notes or something like that, and then on the description you can tell us kind of like what's gonna be important during the week. So you might be able to put something like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever, and each day you can give us specific notes, and that might be if you have very specific things that are gonna get on the way of your training. For instance, I don't know, coaching for kids team or whatever it is. So whatever it is, you can save it. So when we're looking into ahead on your training log and trying to figure out what we're gonna do, I'm like, oh, important note. So I'm gonna check that, I'm gonna see that, and then I'm already planning your training ahead of that. So if I was thinking about giving you particular key workouts for running, and I know that that day you can only get a run on the morning and nothing else, maybe that could be a good day for me to plan an intense session in the morning, because I know that the rest of the day you're not gonna do anything training related. So you are resting, quote unquote, because you had a hard workout in the morning, and then you're not going to get to do anything again until the following day. So in terms of activity, you're going to have around 24 hours or more of recovery. So you're technically or effectively getting a day off in between workouts. Or if you put on that note that is going to be a intense traveling day, so it might then I will just say, well, let's just do a 30-minute easy run in the morning, because it's going to act as a physically as a recovery day, in the sense that you're not putting a lot of strain on your body, and because you're going to be putting strain on your body mentally and emotionally, hopefully that easy activity helps release a little bit of the stress for the rest of the day. Another way that you can do that is, some of the athletes, they just like to go specifically for the day and say, okay, today, Wednesday, traveling, only can swim. Or on Saturday, another note, coaching my kids' soccer team, I can only ride early a.m. for a few hours. You put those notes in there, and now again you're helping us, because every time we look into that and we're going to start doing the planning, now we can start getting a better idea what's going to be happening. So now we can start helping you try to find a bit of a better balance. So you can choose any way that works better for you, but the more notes you give us on that, the better. The other way that you can also help us is if you use a GPS, a heart rate monitor, a power meter, any of those tools, but you don't upload your data. And I do my workout, so it's there. I do my workout, and instead of actually uploading my Garmin data, so I'm not only have the duration, the distance, but I'm also gonna have heart rate, I'm also gonna have what sort of terrain I was running on. So I don't do that. I just upload this, and there's like around 30 minutes, and that's it. You're just giving me or giving us, your coaches, a very small picture of the puzzle. So I can only assume that you did 30 minutes, and for most part it went well, because there's nothing else. Also, if you're not only not uploading your data, which we, if you have it, we would appreciate it if you do. Simplest way is to connect, most of you using Garmin, connect Garmin with Training Peaks, and the upload is automatic. If you don't know how, ask us and we'll let you know how to do it. But if you're not only not uploading your data, but also you're not putting any notes on your post activity comments, then the default assumption that we're gonna make is that everything went well. So if you have a crappy run and you didn't say anything, then we're thinking, oh, Jorge did a 30-minute easy run and he didn't put any notes, so it seems it was fine. That's gonna be a problem, because the information is conflicting now. Like, you didn't tell us it went wrong, we're assuming it went right, and then we're gonna be planning more training based on that. So if something's not the best session for whatever reason, just say that. So today the run felt harder than usual. Whatever it is, all the relevant information is going to be very important, because that's going to help us make better planning for you based on that. So instead of us trying to give you more intense training coming up, it might be a lot better for us to give you 2 or 3 easy days, maybe even a whole full day, depending how things are coming along, and then you recover, and you're gonna get a lot more fitness benefits from the different workouts coming up than you not telling us because you don't want some easy workouts, and then all of a sudden we keep giving you training based on what we believe is going to improve your fitness better, but not considering those things. And then all of a sudden you start putting your body in a hole, because now you're forcing to get hard workouts in, and then you're not getting the rest that you need because of life, and all that is going to create a problem. The final thing is you can use the metrics feature right here, and you can do that once a week, once every couple of weeks, but in that metric you can just put things, the main things that we're trying to look at, it's sleep and overall feeling. So there's, you can put as much information as you want, but you can put something as sleep quality. For the past couple of days my sleep quality has been, let's say, poor, just because I've been stressed or because I've been sick or whatever. And then overall feeling, I've been feeling poor, and then I can make a quick note, whatever it is. You can just put all these notes right here, save it. So this is gonna be very important for us, because this is one of some of the things that pops out every time we're preparing your plan. Is gonna be right there on our end of the system. It has like a big red color there telling us something's wrong. We need to figure out what's happening. These are the main tools. Of course, emails, text, depending on your program, depending on the agreement with your coach. So try to figure out what has established with them. So there's some boundaries. Obviously, text in the middle of the night sometimes are gonna go unanswered or something like that, just because like everyone, we're gonna be sleeping or resting. So within the boundaries set with your coach, you wanna use those as supplemental ways to kind of like maybe remind something, or maybe gives a heads up because something just happened and it comes out of the way. But having everything on one place, it's always going to make your life and our lives easier. So for most training related stuff, try to put everything on Training Peaks as much as you can. It's going to make our lives easier. It's going to make your lives easier. And use email, text, or some other sources, as long as it's approved by your coach, as a way to supplement that. All right, so hopefully you find this useful, and let us know if you have any questions. Train smart, and see you in the next one.